Okay, this is the OneXPlayer 3. It's a brand new handheld from OneXPlayer. If you know about it, then you know about it. It comes with the Intel G3E, G3 Extreme, that has the B390M. Same as like the MSI Claw and a lot of the other OneXPlayer stuff that's coming out. I have bought this. This is a loaner though. So yes, I buy my OneXPlayer products. They do not give them to me for free. However, they sometimes loan them. This is going on a cycle to other handheld YouTubers as well. But like I said, I did buy it. It's just that mine ships with everybody else. I don't get special treatment or anything like that. It's just I bought it. But I have put out a community post asking people what they want me to test, and oh my god, you guys responded a lot. All right, so let's jump in. This is the lowest settings that I could get it to, and just quality scaling to start. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So the absolute minimum amount of scaling, and the lowest, but it is like lowest settings I could get it down to. It looks good, to be honest. I guess it's running okay. We can check our TDP. It's at 35. It looks very crisp. I forgot how like much stuff there is in this game, how much foliage and stuff that moves independently. I guess that's why it's so hard to run. The TDP is going to be a little weird on there. It's just the way that it's reported by MSI Afterburner. It really struggles. Hardware info crashes when on 1X devices. I think they're competing for the same information, so it crashes. That's okay. But we can show you where we're at. But you can see here, left bumper, heat. I mean, it's running okay. It's playable. It's not running well, but it's playable, right? Above 30, well above 30. 40 is significantly more playable than 30, put it that way. So it's not terrible. It runs about the same. Actually more, slightly higher. So a couple more frames on XeSS than FSR, and that's good. XeSS looks better. It's a better algorithm than FSR 3.1. This is FSR 3.1, and it runs better. Those frame drops are pretty common in this game from my memory. I mean, it's running okay, other than that drop. Let's go back and see if we keep getting that drop. Yeah, it goes back up to 42, 43 over here, and you can get up almost like above 60 here. So yeah, so it looks pretty good, honestly. I mean, you're gonna have a pretty good experience here. XeSS not cranked up or anything like that. We do have the settings turned down, but it's doing pretty well here. 45 seems to be the lowest we're getting for the average, to be honest. And when you're looking at less demanding stuff like that kind of stuff, it goes up, but it's playable. I mean, people would say 30 is playable. That's what the Nintendo Switch runs most stuff at. This thing's running at 45. And when I'm playing Xbox or PS5 and handhelds in general, I don't really like 30 FPS, me personally. It makes me feel a little motion sick to be at 30. It depends on the game, but generally speaking, I don't like it. However, I do not need 60. I like it. I prefer 60, but as long as I'm getting 45, typically I'm happy, because there's a huge difference in how a game feels at 45 versus 30. 30 feels like you can notice. You can tell when a game is in 30. And then you go to 45 and it actually feels like smooth, pretty smooth. There's a drop there, but I mean, that's like the first drop we've had that whole run down here, right? Let's reset that and see if we can detect another one. Look at that draw distance too, right? It's actually running better than I thought. This game back in the day was so hard to run on everything that I ever tested it on. And I'm not a frame gen guy. If you know me, you know I'm not a frame gen guy. However, if I have an acceptable base frame rate, I'm not against it. I have to be at 45 FPS. I will not use frame gen at 30. I'm sorry, it's not for me. But if I'm at 45 FPS, I can use frame gen. I'm not against it. Okay, so yeah, it feels pretty good. Again, I won't use frame gen unless I'm at 45 FPS. You know me. You watch if you watch my channel, I am not. Put me at 28 and I'll turn on frame gen. I won't even do it at 30. I do not like how that feels. Typically, I'm happy to be at 45 or above. Then I will turn it on. Our base frame rate here in the worst scenarios that we had seen was 45. That is my cutoff frame gen. It's just making it. And as a result, it doesn't feel laggy. It's not a competitive shooter, so it's not the biggest deal. But it is a first-person game, and it does not feel laggy. It does not feel like I'm hitting a lot of latency, and we're getting a pretty big bump. I would actually probably leave it on, because it just looks smoother. It feels a little smoother. Ooh, that's cool. And it's not compromising the experience for me yet. I'm not very far in this game, right? But I'm in the jungle where it's brutal. So you can see in here, these easier to run areas, like, corridor type stuff, in here, your frame rates are going to shoot up. Okay, a little bit of Arc Raiders here. Spoiler, I've already tested this game on many chips. And yeah, it's kind of almost a Intel showpiece at this point. It runs so freaking well. All right, so this is a brutal scene. There's actually rain and everything going on here. Look at this. It's brutal. Rain, native on high, and that's actually way better than I thought it would do in this area with all this raining crap. Look at that. This is not an easy scene. It looks incredibly crisp too. Look at that. Very good. Now, I would want more because it's a competitive game. I'm actually okay with this. I'm not competitive in this game, but I get that people are competitive. You know, we're at full watts and that kind of stuff. So let's just turn it up, turn up a little bit of scaling here. Just get the graphics, sorry, just get the FPS up a little bit here. So we're going to go XeSS. You can use a lot of XeSS, looks great. But even quality will kind of get the trick there, get us over 60. Put it up to balance or something like that, just get a little bit more. So that's now balanced scaling and it's XeSS, so it's going to look fine. Look at that huge jump, right? I would generally think a lot of people want to be, you know, over 60 where possible in a game like this. Because that way, when you get into something that is chaotic, you do not drop below 60. Yeah, so you're going to get an easy 80, we'll put it that way, with a little bit of scaling and we're on high. This is not ultra low or anything like that. Competitive settings, typically people turn these down. But I know people will want to play, see how it looks with high fidelity. Just reset that because I've been messing about. So around 82. As expected, almost no difference. 30 to 35 is essentially no difference. 25 should be a bit of a drop. About 12% for a 10 watt drop. 20. 20 should still be above 60. Just a little bit. 15 should get us down to about 45 would be my guess, or 48. I've tested this chip a lot. We'll put it that way. And I haven't tested in this game. I just know how it scales. This will give us 13 will give us like 35 FPS to 36. Oh, okay, it's actually going to give us more. So 15 is actually still giving us 43 FPS. That's not bad. It's going on to 10. That's okay, so it is going to run really well on Intel. Even at 10 watts, we're hitting 30. Again, with a little bit of scaling, we're on high. You could turn it down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the low wattage performance. I've tested this game so many times. What I want to do here is, like, can we make it work? Oops, do not want to do that. Can we make it work with really low watts? Okay, so we're going to turn it down now. Let's put it on, like, what people would consider, like, I don't know, competitive. Right, competitive, typically, if you're playing a competitive game, you can put it down to, like, low. Right, because it'll look good. The game still looks good regardless, but they want, like, low settings because then they can get higher FPS. But let's try low with very, very, very low watts here and see what we can get out of it. So this is low. Like, look at 10 watts there. So this is 10 watts, low, but with balanced scaling. It's not ultra performance scaling, just balanced scaling on low though. And we're only at 10 watts. Let's play for a moment like this though. See if it stays. 10 watts. 10 watts, like the Steam Rec runs at 15. The, what is it called? Nintendo Switch runs at 15. So we're actually using considerably less watts than those. 10 watts. Now, the settings are not cranked or anything like that, but we're doing okay. There was a drop there, but it's doing okay. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna run really well. So we're gonna do Batman. Lego Batman, the new Lego Batman. Now this game has, from what I can tell, really bad DRM. It seems to run a lot better on SteamOS. SteamOS typically helps with DRM issues, not overcoming it, but it does help. Okay, so I put it on FXAA. I'm going to show you something. So this is FXAA 41, 42. Okay. What aggressive vibration. This is what it comes with as default. Okay, we're back after the restart. So we're on that just medium preset with FXAA, no scaling, and it's really quite good, right? A nice, stable 50 FPS is very playable and very good. It's actually almost 60. This is a brutal area of the game, by the way. Like, look at that draw distance, right? And it looks good. It's actually running quite well for native. Like, that's like a lot of the indoor areas, you're going to be getting like 100 FPS. And the reason I'm doing this is that's brutal. That's a brutal scene, obviously, right? It's just dipping below 60. And then you're going to get crazy high frame rates over here, right? It's pretty impressive. I don't even know what that was. Main tech caches? Let's try a little bit of scaling, see what it does, and then I'll do some running around and stuff. Clearly we don't need scaling at all, considering we're getting this kind of frame rate without scaling in a pretty demanding scene. Where is it? Upscaling on. XCSS. I don't know, balance maybe? I mean, we don't really need it, so. Holy, it's such a huge jump in performance. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It looks exactly the same too. Okay, this is going to run really well. I played this game at launch on, I think, maybe the Super V. Which is the same IGP. It was a long time ago. And this is running way better. So I don't know if it's drivers or what it is, but it's running really well now. Look at this. There was a drop there, but that's okay. Let's reset. I'm okay with this. This is, I mean, we could turn it up too. This is not, but it's medium. I mean, it's not low. I don't necessarily think a lot of games are going to be testing on low, but this is running really well. Wee. Unlimited range. It's like Spider-Man. I mean, the lows are a little low on that thing, but yeah, I'm not going to complain. I just like flew across the city, and that was a really decent experience. I didn't actually mean to do that, but okay. Cool. Alright, let's do a little reset here. This is just with some scaling. You could turn it up. Let's turn down the watts though. Let's see where we're at here. So that's 80-ish. Down to 30. Basically no difference. 25. Five or 6 FPS down, so 8% or so. It's kind of pretty standard. 20 watts can be above 60. Again, this is medium with just a little bit of scaling. I did not put on like, there's no like frame gen. It's not turned down to ultra low or anything like that. Let's try 15. Again, Steam Deck watts now / switch to, wow, okay. So this is 15 watts. That's really quite good, actually. Let's play for a minute at 15 watts. Because this is like, I mean, we know now what it's going to do with high FPS, because I just flew across the freaking city with it running really well. I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do. Track down Cobblepot? Okay. So we gotta find the penguin, but yeah, I think like a lot of people will just, you know, if you're plugged in, it doesn't matter, just give it 30 watts and whatever. I don't, what am I doing? Oh, that is the search area, okay. But yeah, give it 30 watts or whatever and get really good performance. But if you're, how do you roll again? There we go. Yeah, if you're going to play with, you know, plugged in, you might as well give it 30 watts and get that extra, like, 20 frames or whatever. But this is quite good, considering This is like real battery, like 15 watts. I'm going to put it down to 10 in a second too. See? I mean, 10 is not terrible. I'd probably turn it down to low or increase the scaling. But it isn't bad, to be honest. It's not bad at all. It's giving us like a 30 kind of thing. But typically what I've been saying, you know, you go up to 15 watts, even 13 watts, it's just such a performance jump for those extra few watts. It's really good, right? It's really good. Let's quickly try turning it down. Textures, like maybe like that or something like that. Okay, it didn't make me restart. Okay, so I've turned up the scaling and I turned down a few of the settings, not a ton, but just a few of them. What the hell? Okay, so I turned down a couple settings from medium down to low. Not even low, I just turned down textures and some of the, like one of the lighting ones. And look at that. What the heck? This is 10 watts. This is 15 watts. Let's go down to 10. Is it going to give us like a 45 experience now? At 10 watts? It is actually. Oh, okay. Not quite, about 40. But it's okay. We'll put it that way. It's not, you know, sitting at 35. It's sitting at 38 to 40 with going down to 35. So can't just yet. Pretty good, right?